Prank texting too has become a thing because text 911 is now a thing. So you can text 911 if you can't call. So people will text and they'll be like, "Oh, I just wanted to make sure this works," and I'm like, "Yeah, it does."
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I forgot that there was such a thing as texting 911. I'm glad there is such a thing as that. Like that was something I just learned because I've always heard about it being like it would be cool if you can type, text 911 because you may
Mhm.
be on the phone and hiding from somebody and listen, that person hears your voice talking. So like I said, it's a good thing that you can text 911 now.
Mhm.
So I'm glad I didn't know that. Like, so that's definitely. I mean, I hope to never have to do that, but it's good that that I learned that even today.
Yeah.
And like I said, I used to always wonder too, like whenever you make a 911 call, like I said, if I live in Alabama and let's just say I was out in Atlanta, like out there, and I called 911, it would reach their 911 center, wouldn't it?
Yes. So 911 is localized. So when you call 911, generally someone from anywhere from your city to your county is answering your call. So, you know, we're not in we're not like a phone company where we're all in like one big call center in one state. Uh, the people that are talking to you or taking your 911 call could be the people you see in the grocery store, or it could be the people that you see exercising, walking down the road, driving down the road. Um, so yeah, when you call, your phone usually finds the closest cell phone tower that has 911 services on it, and it pulls in to that jurisdiction, and then they can use GPS coordinates to locate where you are. So yeah, 911 is very enhanced and uses your GPS signal no matter where you are to be able to get you the services that where you're at.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you bring that up because I used to not even realize like when you call 911, it's just always going to go back to where I am back at home. Like not that I've ever had to call 911, but like if I was ever like out in another state and I called, like I was always wondering like would it just go back to 911 back in Jefferson County in Alabama? Like I've always wondered that. So I'm glad to hear that it is a localized thing and it's not like you're just, I guess, kind of like I was thinking, like if I ever have to call like one of my credit card companies, like Discover, like they just
Mm-hmm.
have a one big call center like in one area. So it's not like that, definitely. It's just, you're localized by your like departments in different cities, counties, and states, of course. So that's definitely some good things. And hopefully, people that are watching this are learning out of, stuff out of this because I'm definitely learning some new things today.
Yeah.
Like you can text 911, and whenever you make a call from 911, it is localized. It's not if you're in Georgia and you live in Alabama and you call, it's not going to go back to Alabama. It's going to go to
To where
that
you're at.
local. Yeah. So I'm glad that you brought that up and brought clarification to that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So my last question, which we kind of already brought up about, but as a good thing to just kind of end on, is like what is like some really good advice that you can give to someone that is facing a life or death situation, or for someone like you that is hearing a life or death situation, like what are some good ways to handle those kind of moments?
So one of the biggest things that I try and tell people is I know it's stressful and I know you're going through some type of big event that has led you to, have this life or death situation, but remaining calm. Calmness is the number one thing that if you are hysterical, you're not going to think straight, you're not going to see straight, everything around you is going to be a blur. So you have got to remain calm, realize what is happening, and how you can best help. So if that is, calling 911, if that is, doing CPR, just realize what is happening and try and figure out the best way that you can help. Is probably the biggest thing. So calmness, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like calmness and then like awareness. That's what I was looking for. So awareness and availability are probably the three things. So remaining calm, uh, being aware of what's going on, and being prepared to help in some kind of way.
Yeah, well, so
Probably the best.
I like that. That's really good advice to give because I see whether you are the person making the call or you're the one answering the call, those all three of those can apply because I see you can take the call and hear someone going hysterical and then you're thinking like like you may start getting nervous or thinking like oh no like what do I do in this situation like
Mm,
I can't calm this person down and like I said just good to calm yourself down, as we mentioned here a few minutes ago, and like, just getting them to calm down, just saying exactly what's going on so that you can get everything needed to help that person in their situation. And like I said, being prepared to help, within that moment and being, ready to, get everything situated and lesson also being aware of what's going on too. Lesson
mhm,
those are definitely really good points. So I think that would definitely be like if I was in that situation, but definitely being calm was definitely going to be one thing that stood out to me because of as if you come in with a calm kind of attitude, it will give them, like maybe hopefully comfort them and realize that like, this person is going to take care of me and help me, get the help that I need. So I it's definitely, good to not fall under the stress of a stressful situation and just keeping
mm.
your emotions in check and making sure that your tone doesn't come off like you're getting irritated with them and I says there's definitely a lot that goes into it. So that's why, like I know I said it earlier, this is why I give kudos to people like you and to the police
Thank you.
department and to the fire department and even to I mean I know this isn't about well, I mean doctors, they are definitely a big part of life and death. And like I said, that's why I give like a big kudos and props to everybody that deals with people that are going through life and death situations because it's definitely something I know I'm not called to do, but it's definitely something that I'm glad that other people are called to do. And like I said, and even the military, of course, like I said, going out there and like I said, having the courage to fight for our country and for our freedom. And so, like I said, I just definitely, you can give a round of applause to all of y'all because it's definitely, it's definitely a hard thing to go through. And I'm just glad that, that or all of y'all have that kind of calling to be able to serve your community or, other people to serve their country. So, it's definitely good and I just definitely learned so much just even out of this just learning like I've as I've mentioned that there's more than just calling 911 and also just knowing that like the victims are not the only ones that go through a hard time when comes to a hard call and like I said it definitely involves a lot more people than what we think like it's not just a victim and it's not just the victim's wife or kids or family members or
Yeah.
friends it's definitely your the person that's receiving the call is the police officer that goes out there to the call to respond to the call it's the fire department that goes out there to a house that's burning on fire it's it's just definitely a lot of people that it affects. So, like I said, it's definitely taught me a lot and definitely puts things in a different perspective for me because, of course, just watching it on TV, you only think about the victim in the situation. You don't think about the people that are hearing these things and that gets overlooked a little bit too much. Like so we definitely
Absolutely. Mhm.
we definitely we definitely don't overlook the military like we definitely know that they go through PTSD but like we almost forget that like these people that receive these hard calls go through PTSD just as bad
Mhm.
and I mean I know that they're not like you said like you're as far as like being the hero like I guess the military they're of course fighting physically for our freedom and I know y'all are part of the process of saving that person's life but PTSD still can affect people in the same exact way. So I'm definitely not. Hopefully, viewers realize I'm definitely not discrediting the military. Like
Yeah,
that's definitely
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely important. But I said, but they go through PTSD as well, and I said it. PTSD is just bad in general, just for everybody.